Just having a general discussion with my good friend Jack Bosma, but because it's so relevant to today's, in my opinion, and I am Arif Gilany, that Donald Trump, in his policies, made one major mistake. And the major mistake was to treat his friends and enemies exactly the same. He wanted to close the economy on China because cheap Chinese products are bad for America, and now he wants to start manufacturing. That's going to take years. Instead of putting 100% tariffs and 150% tariffs on Canada, which is the biggest ally and the closest, Donald Trump should have started with China. You go after your major target first, then you go through the smaller people that are around you. You need support. I need support, Jack. What do you think about what I just said, Jack?
I think it's very important to realize what the intent is, and what the actual message is. So, what is the intent? I have an intent, and I also have the way I deliver my message, and they're not the same. You have an intent, and it's not the way that the message is delivered. Very important. When we hear that President Trump, for example, and I will use him as a very perfect example of what we're discussing, we have intent and we have message. And thank you for writing this down. Trump, 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 Trump. The man did not personally say what has actually been stated in the media. The words are not put in quotations, but the name Trump is applied to everything. Let's remember that. What the man actually said and what's actually
You know
being
what's
reported,
frustrating, Jack? I
two different
apologize
things.
for interrupting you.
Yes, sir.
The frustrating part is Donald Trump, President Trump's intentions are good to make the world economy self-sustenance, like they have put Iran under the sanctions. Now they're negotiating with Iran for 40 years. They made life miserable for people of Iran for 40 years. Why? Because the message wasn't clear. The intent wasn't clear. They don't care about the people of Iran. Otherwise, things would have been so much different.
Let's focus on intent and the message, because I know you're letting those two terms down. Because if we have a disagreement and we use the word intent and message, we can immediately clarify what we're saying or what we just said. And it's very applicable in our situation.
I'm
And
just inviting my good Canadian
99%,
friend here, Larry Purchase. Now, Larry is an influencer, and I just checked his profile right now. And he is a real estate broker. People have other opinions besides their profession because they're being impacted.
bring them in, bring them in.
Let me know. Let me know. Me. Social media is incredibly powerful and unbelievably a waste of time. People go on there to check for things and see who went where, or check on friends' vacations and or post the dinner they ate. But it's a platform for learning. That's why Facebook's makes most money in the world. They advertise on your platform. So why not learn something that you can advertise for your platform with your friends and family and make some money out of it? What's wrong with that? Is there anything wrong?
We communicate with smiley faces, hearts, and thumbs up emojis. If I came to your house and I gave you a thumbs up and I smiled at you and I made a couple of heart shapes with my hands, you would throw me out of your house after about 5 minutes. We communicate with words and we communicate with written comments.
I
We
like that. We
communicate,
communicate, communicate Kate.
We don't
Was what that's
communicate.
why,
Yeah,
Jack, I need your help, my friend. I want your help to help me get Rebar organized so we can have communications classes for all of those people who are graduating and know English in Kurdistan. You know the Kurdish culture. You also know Canadian culture. You also know American culture. They like to hear from an American. They like to hear from a Canadian because they're looking at Canada, US as the end of the world, like the I don't know what they call it, but the dreamland, let's say.
I'm here.
While more people are living in the dream in the Middle East than they are in America. It's proven, it's fact. But yet, the public opinion is that we live in this heaven, this paradise that you can do whatever you want. No, you can't do whatever you want in Canada. You can't do whatever you want in America because the system will suppress you. The banks will be against you. The corporations will belittle you and you will diminish unless you surround yourself with unique group of people who believe in your mission, who believe in your vision, and who love to go with you and support you no matter what happens. Am I correct, Jack?
I can appreciate your remarks. What I would like to state in response is let's turn a business into a business and then be successful. What I mean by that is this. You're very forceful. The hands are going up and down, very excited, very forceful. Speak as I did. Intent versus message. Use the tools that we are currently using as a business to promote your business. First, we have to realize that Facebook is a business. And in order to effectively approach and sponsor and promote our business, we have to establish some ground rules. I'm sorry, I mispronounced the word. Let me give an example. When I look at a post from Arif Gilany, I see words like meeting at 10 a.m. or meeting at 10, meeting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We have to clarify because we're international. And the reason we want to quote this internationally is because our customer acquisition and our audience acquisition is international. So we must be specific. 10 a.m. Eastern time. Eastern Standard Time is in the winter. Eastern Daylight Time is in the summer. So I saw in one of your messages, EST, just simply make it ET, Eastern Time. It's very important for customer acquisitions overseas. A small, a small mistake, but it is the difference of 1 hour. When we make typographical errors and someone points them out, it's taking the message and making it more recognizable and efficient for our audience. I can't hear you. You're still muted. Please unmute yourself if you can, Mr. Gilany.
There's one good news, which is the use of AI that I've been recently using. I know I may make some mistakes and things that, hold on, Larry Purchase does said mid Tuesday booked 1 a.m.
1 a.m. or 1 p.m.?
1 p.m. Put
Thank you. And you
in
just said 1
in
a.m. as an
your
example.
calendar.
1 p.m. as an example, sir.
I
Another
look
thing,
forward to speaking with you, sir. I'm very respectful. I'm respectful with everybody. And when it's in person, yesterday Peter told me this, and you know Peter.
yes,
Peter said, I know you and I personally know your best way to communicate is in person. You love to make people feel good. You can sign a contract, you can sell things to people. And if people see that on media, that's the only way that they can buy from you. They trust you. So, but right now, you go out there and introduce yourself and give everybody a coupon. That's what I do. I have people, I have myself, anywhere we go, we give people coupons, $10 off our website. Go and check it out. See.
Now, there's an easier way to do that as well. Can I tell you what that easier way is?
Hold on, he's asking. We clarify. Real estate mindset.
Can I give you a better marketing strategy? Can I provide you a different marketing strategy right now?
Yes, you can. I am communicating. Let's see it. Let's organize, my friend. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
I will bring in the people and you will be very patient. I'm asking you not to be like Donald Trump. You say he didn't say the things that he says, but I follow his speeches, the recordings, and he does say what he says. The only thing I ask you before you bombard me with to go to school, to go to this, to do, you're so passionate about it, Jack. Ask me three questions. Brian Tracy, Tom Hopkins, Jim Rohn, Napoleon Hill. Ask three questions. Get to know the person before you push them anything. Most of my customers know me personally. Is that okay?
This is okay, and I agree with everything you just said. Now,
Okay.
with respect to that model, agreed. Everything is agreed upon. With respect to that model, what are the three questions that will be asked of the people that you personally know to me? That is
Wonderful.
what's missing.
So
Before they talk to
you
me,
want me
we
to
should
type
have
it
three
here?
questions.
I will tell you and I will type it for you. But the number one question is tell me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to Jack Ma without before Jack Ma starting to present you with anything. I have to present myself to people on daily basis first. Hi, I'm Arif. I'm in Toronto. I'm in the health and wellness business. I'm a personal development coach. I do a lot of activities and I like to collaborate with like-minded people. Thank you. Then you understand who they are, where they are before you started to, direct them. Number two, education is really important. What do you do for work is the question that will give you the answer to at least 8 hours of their time. Because if they're a nurse, if they're a doctor, if they're practitioners, they have that time occupied. So you can't ask them to jump. I know we got a system. We got a great system for holistic practitioners, for preachers, for ministers, for imams, for anybody who wants and has a message. And I have a good pool of those people who would like to be heard by 70 million people that we have access to through school, through Udemy, through Rumble. As we build our business, we want to help our fellow people, but we need to know our fellow peoples. And number three question, my friend, as you said, is how can I help you? If Arif has set up that meeting, there's a reason for that. And the reason is for Jack to help Bob. So, Bob, how can I help you? Let them tell you what their challenges are. Then you can see if they fit in school, they sit in Udemy. There's no rhythm. Whoever's available in any platform will get them started there as long as they're in school, because this way we can communicate, we can text. It's a closed group of 100 people. We communicate and do things via text, and everybody gets notified. It's like an app of its own through Camel Care University. Did I explain this correctly?
Yes, but I have an even simpler process for you. The personal introduction is nice. That's number one. Then we will focus on the people that they are targeting. They will focus on the product that they're selling. And then we will ask them, the deal maker right now, what is your process? Because none of the people have one. So an introduction, 100% agreed. We will do personal introductions. The microphone is muted, Mr. Gilany. That's the plan.
Let them talk for 2 minutes, Jack. Let them talk about themselves, where they're from, just pour out. People love to. This is from your guy in Atlanta, Georgia, the founder of Primerica. He said everybody has a sign on their chest, make me feel special. I never forgot that. Make me feel special. Jack, before you sell me, tell me, make me feel special, please.
So the introduction is first.
Yes, and the next is the work that they do, and then you refine my question. The last one is what's your process? Because if you understand their process, you compare it to our process, or you merge it with our process, we have a win-win situation.
So it's introduction, or actually we can write this down. Presentation, people, process, and product. Done. Presentation, people, process, and product. That is our plan. That is our present, everything
Well,
is
I want
in.
to talk about price, Jack. Since I'm recording this conversation, we start with Donald Trump, but don't forget price. Because everybody wants to know what's in it for me. If I'm inviting my Kurdish friends, if I'm inviting my Canadian friends, if I'm inviting my American friends onto these platforms to learn from me and Jack, they were asked, what's in it for me? Or what do I pay?
Here's the price. Here's the price. It will never change. Free until we have 100 enrollees. If we're doing a course, free for 100 people. The first 100 people free. After we reach 100 people, 100 learners, 100 customers, 100 of an audience, then we will go 1995 because I price up. I never price down. If you don't want it for free, then you pay 1995. If you don't want 1995, then you pay me 29.95. If you don't want it for 29.95, then you pay me 39.95. Because everybody want to start the high and then drop it. I do my pricing model the opposite way. I will give it to you for free. Everything is free. We reach the 100, we go up. Tier one, tier two.
I like your method, and I wrote all of those notes down.
Thank you. Now,
And one more thing, my friend.
yes, sir.
Let's lead people, not push people. It's like going to a war and you have a rope. You don't push it. You tie something up to it and you pull it up. You don't push this rope upwards. Okay?
Agreed.
If we understand people, you just clarified the message for me for today. It's Sunday. We have about 50 people registered already in school. All I'm doing is taking the remainder, deducting it from 100, and I'm going to announce that I have 50 free spots for people who want to register today because we're in social media. People are going to see this today. After that, 19.99, 29.99, 39.99, whatever it
Correct.
is, it starts.
Correct. And I have another request of you.
Go ahead.
Forget the coupons. Forget the coupons. They have to attend a Zoom meeting with you. Because if you give a coupon, anybody that I ever knew or know will take a coupon. They will take it. Using it is another story. Forget about the coupons. We will do online.
I just realized something else.
Yes, sir.
And things come to realization in speaking with intellectual people. I Yesterday we didn't talk and I missed our conversation, Jack. I know you're an intelligent man. You're intellectual man, you're disciplinarian, and you want to help people like me, like others. The realization I just had was this, that one on one. I will have to spend a lot of time with this one-on-one and bring him to Zoom, which is okay. I'm willing to do the work with the right person. Once I have that introduction, it's people, introduction, presentation, process, product, price, and then you repeat again. We
Here,
take people through this
here it is. Here it
introduction,
is.
presentation, people,
No, sir. No,
presentation,
sir. No,
process,
sir. Let me
product,
give it to
price,
you
and
again.
that's it.
Let me give it to you again. There's still confusion. The first one is presentation. That is the introduction. So write it down again because we must be clear on this and we will be very efficient and effective. Presentation, yours, mine, and the person who comes to Zoom. This will all be done on Zoom, by the way. Nothing on Meeting. This will all be done on Zoom in your room. Presentation. A personal presentation. How about another P? Because I like to P. The personal presentation. Then we will do people, process, product, and price. And you're muted
Okay,
again. I
I
saw a
have a
look.
suggestion for you now.
Yeah.
We both have to get to work. You on your side, like with Miss Robin or other people who you have met. I on my side, like Mr. Larry Purchase right now, that just gave me the thumbs up, emojis that he's okay for 1 o'clock on Tuesday. You book today, five 15-minute Zoom calls. And I will book today five 15-minute Zoom calls. That's 10. Is that okay?
But I have to send him your room link. And
You
the
send them.
and
First,
the
you invite them. You tell them I'm keeping the Zoom right now. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna make it like your um,
meet.
meetings. I'm
Yeah, make
gonna
it
make it
simple.
all day.
But make the room like Jackery, only because it sounds nice. Jackery, Jackery. It sounds nice, but or give the room a name, not a series of alphanumeric numbers and characters. Can you give your Zoom link a name?
Well, five P's of success. I don't know. Do you have five P's that we're gonna discuss here? You'll come up with a name. The name doesn't matter. It's Arif, Gilany, Jack Bosma. They know our names. We will come up with a room name. No worries. I'll make it open most of the day
Make
today
it
because I'm going to
make
be in and out, but I'm going to see if anybody's available. I'm texting them. I just realized that I could contact people like Mr. Larry Purchase, who's very active both politically, socially, and he's a real estate Mongol. He's doing really good, you know? Why not bring him into the conversation? He's got nothing to lose and a lot to give.
call call the link. Here's the name for your link. University. One word. University. Youniversity. That's it. University. And if you want to make the word U big, that's fine. One word for your Zoom link. Write it down. University. Period. Agreed? I see the lips moving, but I can't hear you.
I'm just gonna put that. That's it.
University. You can make the YOU large letters if you'd like. Make them big letters. That's fine. I'll sign off on that. And university, you spelled university wrong in the second message. We're onto something, Arif, onto something very successful.
I have put in a lot of energy, Jack. I put a lot of money. I put a lot of effort in helping build a legacy. People don't understand legacy. My father left me a legacy. His father left him a legacy. I am responsible for my legacy. I already talked to my 12 years old. He's responsible for his legacy. We have to talk bigger words. I'm sick and tired of wasting time with non-important discussions. Eleanor Roosevelt, small minds talk about people, average minds talk about events, great minds talk about people, talk about ideas, great minds. My apologies to Eleanor Roosevelt.
Send me the Zoom link once it's been created.
I will do that. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be in touch, Jack. This concludes our morning powwow brainstorming, but most people will see this. What should the person who sees this, view this, do, Jack? What's the first step?
The first step, people listening to this presentation must be prepared to deliver their own. In other words, introduce themselves. Once they introduce themselves, we will focus on the people that they want to attract for their businesses and interactions. Who is the customer base? Who is the audience base? That will be the people. Then we will discuss the products that they're selling or want to sell. It could be either a physical product, a mental product, a presentation, things like that. And then the piece that's missing, that's most effective, will be discussed. And that's the process. Because everyone that I meet online, everyone, I used to say 99% of the people, now I say everyone, does not have a process in place. Using social media as the cornerstone of that process. So the actual order of these categories is presentation, a personal presentation, the people, the process is in the middle, then the process, people, process, and product. And the most important piece that everyone wants to know, what is the price? So I take price off the table until we have 100 customers on whatever platform we're using. It will be free. Because if we don't get engagement with a free product, we will not get engagement with a paid product. So the first 100, I give it to you. If you don't want it for free, I'm going to charge you 1995 US dollars for it. Once I receive 100 referrals, learners, customers, interactive people. If you don't want it for 1995 US dollars and cents, I'm going to charge you 29.95 for the same thing that I would have gave you for free last week or 2 weeks ago. And we will use that tiered pricing model in all of our subsequent interactions with everyone. I would also like to mention some key areas and opportunities to focus. We have content creators, those that do both, and the supporter. The supporter is also a very powerful part of our team. They may not actively be creating content, they may not be providing comments, but they will support our initiatives and share our content with others. This is a very valuable component to recognize. And if I had 100 supporters in on this call right now that have absolutely no interest in what we're doing, none, other than they will share our information, they are extremely valuable to us and must be considered and focused on. Thank you for allowing me to speak and for inviting me to this very important meeting. The intent and the message. We'll finish it the way we started. And we've experienced this, you and I personally. The intent, what is the intent? How is the message delivered, etc. We've experienced this dynamic ourselves. So it is very relevant to impart this knowledge on others as intellectuals. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. I really appreciate it. I learned a lot from this conversation. And the most important being is the intent versus the message, the delivery of that message, self-presentation, people, process, price, and the last one you didn't talk about, I will sometimes talk about is purpose, which is legacy, legacy purpose. We have 100 people opportunity first for 100 people to join us on this platform to learn about their message, about their intent, about their products, and then use the platforms that Jack has helped us create. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you on your Discovery Zoom call. Thank you, Jack.
Always a pleasure. Bring them in. Bring them in.
That's Jack's slogan. Ring him in, bring him in. So if you get a phone call from me, don't be surprised. We have good intentions and we have a great message. We have wonderful people. We have simplified prices. We have processes and we have free, no price. You can learn about your own purposeful legacy. Thank you for watching.